I dive deep into some of the best Linux courses, and I discovered 8 that I want to show you. It doesn't matter if you prefer videos, online learning platforms, books, free or paid for, there will be something here for you. Think of me as your fairy godmother of learning. Introduction to Linux full course for beginners is from Free Code Camp. I like Free Code Camp, and what they're doing is great. They're a non-profit and will teach you to code for free with the aim of getting you a developer job. And they say that since 2014, 40,000 of their students have gone on to get jobs at tech companies, which is impressive. It's a course for beginners, it's 6 hours long, you can't say it's not thorough, it's taught by Bo Kearns, who is passionate about sharing his knowledge.
Welcome to this Introduction to Linux course. I'm Bo Kearns and I will be teaching this course. This course is designed for computer users who have limited or no previous exposure to Linux.
I know Free Code Camp by reputation and have watched some of their courses, but not all of them, and crucially, not this one. But here I am recommending it to you. Well, I haven't watched it all. I've seen about an hour, which is enough to know that it's really well taught. And unless the 5 unseen hours are completely different from the rest, which is unlikely, I don't know, Bo gets bored and starts doing Minecraft videos.
Hey, I got the recipe, never gonna let in.
Then from what I've seen, I'm really confident making the recommendation. It was also supported by the Linux Foundation, so it has their stamp of approval too. This is by far my favourite book on Linux, and if you're looking for a book, this would be a great choice. I know books aren't for everyone, but I like them, and I've had this one for years. If you don't want to buy it, you can go to a library and take it for a test drive, and if you do want to buy it, well, there's a link in the description. The YouTube mantra. What do I like about it? Well, it's by No Starch, and they understand the needs of the reader and the learner. It's thorough, it covers most of the topics that you will need, it's approachable, and it has lots of examples, which is where you do a lot of your learning. There's also a website, a companion website, so if you're tempted by the book, and you should be, then you can always check out the website first to see whether the style works for you. Next, I wanted to find something that was a little bit different. So not a video, not a book. I wanted a platform that was free, that consisted of learning paths for different topics. It took me a while, but I found this from Linux Journey, and it is superb. I really recommend it. Go to linuxjourney.com. I'm going to try this because I need both hands free to show you the next book. This is another book from No Starch Press, and although this one is my favourite, there it is, I think this one might be a better general introduction because, well, it doesn't just cover the command line, it covers so much more. So let's just have a quick look and you will see. So basic commands and directory hierarchy, devices, disks and file systems, how the Linux kernel boots, how user space starts, network applications and services, introduction to compiling software from C source code, which is an interesting chapter. The great strength about this book is its brevity. There are a lot of books on Linux, but most of them read like a reference manual. Useful, but terrible for learning. This is actually a pleasant read. I mean, it's not Pride and Prejudice.
My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you.
But it's pretty good, and I think you'll like it. Take a look. There's a new way of learning Linux, and we just can't ignore it. Can you guess what it is? Let me show you. Of course, it's ChatGPT. This is a really effective way of learning most things. I'm going to show you how to use it for Linux. You can use the free GPT 3.5 version and then type your prompt. Detail is important here. Don't just tell it to create a course, specify what your level is, beginner, intermediate or advanced. Tell it how long you want the course to be. Here I've asked for 8 weeks. If there's something you want to focus on, say that too. This is what it produced for me. Week 1 starts by covering distros, then command line basics, followed by file system hierarchy. Subsequent weeks cover package management, file systems and disk management, networking, shell scripting, system administration, and security, which is a pretty good first attempt. But we've only just scratched the surface. You can tailor the course to whatever your interest might be. So if it's, I don't know, cybersecurity, you can tailor a Linux course around that, or data science, or whatever it is that you want. It can create infinite courses for you that will match and be tailored to your interest. And it will test you as well. You can create multiple choice questions or other types of challenge questions that will really help you learn. If you want to get better at using ChatGPT and improve your prompt engineering skills, then Coursera has a course for that, which I think would be really useful. They also have a Linux course. It's part of their, I think it's the Google IT Support Professional Certificate. Go and take a look at that. One of the modules is called Operating Systems and You, and that will teach you Linux and Windows. And you get a certificate at the end of it, and also it will earn you academic credits that you can transfer to some academic institutions. Definitely worth taking a look. In the UK, I think it's about £38 a month. For me, this is the best way of learning Linux. Can you tell what it is? Using a Raspberry Pi will force you to learn Linux, as well as so many other things too. And the more projects that you build, the more you'll learn. Buy one that isn't already set up for you, so you have to install the operating system in the first place, because you'll learn a lot doing that. You'll definitely be using the command line. You might have to SSH into it from another computer, and they're really cheap. Prices start at about $15, and if you want one of the more advanced ones, then you're looking at something like $35, $40. I think it's a small price to pay for what you'll learn and the fun that you'll have.